Did you know that children living in First Nations communities are 25 times more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes too? Statistics Canada reported that the obesity levels of Northern Manitobans are 39% higher than the national average. This is in the top 5 highest percentages across Canada. Only 1 in 25 will change their eating habits after a health problem diagnosis. Most people they know that they need to eat healthier, but they don't know where to start or where to access unprocessed food for a decent price. We spoke to the former chief of Cross Lake, Kathy Merrick, who confirmed that there is indeed a major health crisis. She told us that people in northern Indigenous communities have grown up mainly on packaged food and drink, the most common being Coca-Cola, chips, and pasta. Our business, Sabe Box, is a social enterprise which exists to be a part of the solution to this serious problem in our province. Hello and welcome to Sabe Box's business plan presentation. We want to thank you so much for being here today to listen and to learn about our company for the next 20 minutes, and we look forward to hearing your advice on how we can improve. My name is Avery Penner, and I'm here today with my 11 other amazing team members who have all worked extremely hard to come up with this business idea and this entire plan. Today, I'll be giving the company overview. Then Nate will be discussing ownership and operations. Camille will be presenting the marketing plan. Then Jacqueline will cover our pricing and financial plan. I'll finish off with what we learned in the past year in this course, and I'll complete our time with a discussion and hopefully a time for mentorship. And of course, we will answer any questions that you may have. Sabe Box is a logistics company that supplies healthy preset grocery boxes to customers in northern Indigenous communities of Manitoba. The boxes are ordered online through the app or over the phone, and they're delivered to the local community center on a weekly basis to ensure that the produce and the meat remains fresh. It will provide enough food to feed a family of 4 for a week. The boxes can be purchased with a renewable weekly subscription, and it may be canceled at any time. So why is it called Sabe? Sabe comes from the 7 grandfather teachings, which form the foundation of the Aboriginal way of life. The Sabe teaching is represented by a Sasquatch, which stands for honesty and directly represents the company's promise of integrity for supplying healthy, natural food at an honest price for families. Our mission is to create an easier and more accessible way for people living in northern Manitoba to consume healthy food. The company aims to supply healthy alternatives to areas where fresh food may be inaccessible or outrageously overpriced. We offer 3 types of grocery boxes. The first being the culturally traditional box, which features recipes and ingredients that the locals are already familiar with. The second is a diabetic-friendly box, which contains recipes that are approved by a dietitian for people with this diagnosis or with someone in their family with this diagnosis. The third is the family-friendly box, which contains recipes that are kid-approved and are easy enough for kids to get involved in the kitchen. All of the boxes are comprised of healthy, non-processed foods such as meat and other proteins, fresh fruit and vegetables, grains, and other snacks. The boxes will also include recipe and information cards that may assist families in deciding what to cook for their weekly meals and how to get into the habit of healthy eating. Now I will pass this over to Nate.
So, like you heard earlier, Sabe Box is a logistics company providing a seamless procedure which offers northern community members a unique way to access healthier food at a fair price. Taking a look at the chart on screen, you can see the process from beginning to end. Starting with an individual wanting to place an order either through our website or app, granted that they have internet connection, or they can call a representative who is based on community, with the deadline for order placement being midnight on Tuesdays. Once the order is placed and received, all orders are then handed over to Sabe's partner warehouse, which is Wholesale Club, where the grocery items are loaded onto pallets and placed into a refrigerated truck and then sent to the community, where orders will then be sorted out by Sabe ambassadors. Once the orders and boxes are complete, the boxes will be sorted into Sabe's reefer trailer until the customers come pick up their orders at their designated time slot. Sabe Box is there to guide the process from beginning to end because we believe everyone deserves access to healthier food. Sabe Box is classified as a for-profit social enterprise And with myself being the owner and holding First Nation status and the government supports which follow that, we chose to stay as a sole proprietorship while increasing our general liability insurance. Because we are delivering goods to a reserve, that income will be considered tax exempt according to the Government of Canada under Section 87 of the Indian Act. With these exemptions, it's going to allow the company to reduce our costs, all while allowing us to invest more into our social issue. Moving on to our administration, to make this logistics company run smoothly, it's going to take a team of highly motivated people. And as the owner, I'll be busy managing and maintaining the company, as well as developing and implementing short-term and long-term strategies, all while maintaining relationships with our various partners. Sabe will also require a number of consultants for assistance in our accounting and financials, legal requirements, website creation, guidance from a diabetic dietitian, and business advisory services. Sabe Box will also have brand ambassadors representing the company by promoting our brand through personal selling and creating brand awareness through word of mouth. They'll also be hired 1 day a week to pack boxes as needed. We will have a few part-time employees from the community working in multiple roles such as taking orders, stock handling, helping customers at pickup times, and with their concerns. Moving on to wages, Sabe Box will be providing part-time and full-time employees with a competitive wage of $18 an hour, while the consultants and financial analysts will receive their negotiated fees. Brand ambassadors will work on a commission and will be compensated with a $25 gift card for their help with packaging on the Friday. Moving on to our legal section, to legally start Sabe Box, we require 6 permits. First being our name reservation form, our business registration, the business registration number, our retail sales tax form to legally collect a 7% provincial retail sales tax, our workers' compensation board registration, and finally our food handling establishment permit. When it comes to the food industry, there are many legal requirements surrounding health and safety, such as food safety, allergens, spoilage, and the safety of our employees. And because Sabe is a sole proprietorship, we will be prepared to mitigate these risks as much as we can by taking proper precautions, seeking legal advice regularly, and having increased insurance to protect our level of liability. Sabe Box will also be purchasing 2 types of main insurance, the first being cyber liability insurance costing $2,500 annually and will provide us up with to $250,000 to cover business losses arising from cyber attacks, including costs associated with cyber extortion. And Hammy, we also know you work with insurance and B2B clients, so we would love to hear some of your feedback on our cyber insurance after this presentation. The next is commercial general liability insurance, which will cost $989 annually. And because the ownership for Sabe Box is a sole proprietorship, we will require an expanded liability coverage. This insurance plan provided by Intact will cover up to $5 million for third-party injuries caused by business operations or its products, $60,000 coverage for equipment and inventory, and an additional $25,000 privacy breach protection plan. Now I'll pass it on to Camille.
Thank you, Nate. To create a comprehensive marketing plan, Sabe Box performed market research and analysis. The business was able to identify that its competitive advantage comes from the fact that there is no competition for food subscriptions in northern communities of Manitoba. While there are no services like ours in these areas, Sabe Box's main competitors are the big box grocery stores like Arctic Co-op and Northmart. Both of these companies have decades of market experience, wide resources, and are established within the areas they operate in, making them a threat to new entrants like us. So to further understand the market, Sabe Box conducted a primary research. We surveyed people who are living or have lived in the northern communities within the past 3 years. Some of the major findings include what you can see on your screens right now. So what does this mean? We can see from this information that yes, there is difficulty in buying a variety of fresh fruit and vegetables at their local grocery stores. We can see that people are frustrated with the prices of food in northern Manitoba and that they have to travel at least once every month just to purchase food for their families. What is more, 67% of the survey respondents said that they are interested in the diabetic food box. While we were not able to directly ask them of their health condition, we are only able to ask them about their interest in purchasing a diabetic-specific food option. These results have solidified the team's prior research on food scarcity, overpricing, and rising diabetes cases in this indigenous community. Through this, we were able to position ourselves as the only company providing healthy groceries in northern Manitoba, where consumers can order at the comfort of their homes. On top of these, the strength of the brand comes from its community sustainability efforts accomplished by donating a portion of the annual profit for the improvement of the community. Sabe Box's target market includes young families living in the northern Manitoban communities who are searching for ways to provide healthier meals for their family. We also want to serve the elders who, because of age, have declining health and limited mobility. After analyzing the market and the business consumers, Sabe Box was able to create a strategic marketing plan that starts with building a relationship with the community's chief and council members. We recognize the solidarity in these indigenous communities and respect the place they place upon their leaders. Through this, the notion that Sabe Box is an outsider will also be eliminated. This will be followed by a distribution of flyers and posters. The goal for this campaign is to build brand awareness, invite residents to the upcoming banquet, and encourage purchase from early adopters. The official launch of the company will then be marked with an entertainment and information banquet. This will be our way to formally introduce the brand to the community, build rapport, provide information on healthy eating habits, and finally, encourage subscriptions from the attendees. Another marketing campaign that the business plans to execute throughout the summer month is personal selling. Door-to-door sales and intercept will be done by volunteer brand ambassadors. This will increase the sales of the company and provide the ambassadors with commissions depending on the number of new customers they sign up with. To complement our on-site campaigns, we will also create a targeted online ads. Our primary research shows that 93% of respondents rely on social media for their news and that 99% of them have Facebook. That said, we will use Facebook as the main platform to reach our target market online. We will also be doing geographic targeting and retargeting to ensure bigger conversions amongst website visitors. Finally, another opportunity for Sabe Box to raise brand awareness while giving back to the communities would be through recreational sports sponsorship. A donation to the teams will allow our logo to be placed on their jerseys, increasing the company's visibility. This is also a great way to directly interact with current and potential customers. I will now pass the floor to Jacqueline, who will be talking about the company's finances.
Thank you, Camille. So I'd like to discuss the finance information for Sabe Box. The first one is Sabe Box price. After conducting our marketing research surveys, we found that the average price of groceries spent per week per family of 4 was $220. So our box fall close to this price at $225, but have the added value of preset healthy meal option and the convenience of the online ordering. The gross profit per box is 16%. The second one is startup cost. The Sabe Box startup cost is $45,000. The mean startup cost expense includes the website, app, equipment, and insurance. They will be paid over the first 3 months, January to March, until the official launch in April 2022. We have 2 sources funding. One is from owner's investment is $35,000. And after speaking with a former Cross Lake chief, They agreed that it was feasible that we could receive 10,000 grants from the community or government. The next is break even. The Sabe Box must sell 2,233 books per year to break even. So we will have to sell this many books to break even in August. During the first year of operations, the fixed cost divided by selling price minus variable cost equal to break-even point in unit. So next, we will discuss Sabe Box net profit margin. So the first year net profit margin is 1.30%. The growth rose rapidly in 2023 is 3.29%. In 2023, the profit margin is 3.7%. The margin is leveling off. So based on this data, the Sabe Box net profit margin in 2022 to 24 is positive. So for the income statement, the company's net income for the first 5 months will be negative. After April, the revenue rose rapidly until year-end. So when Sabe Box officially starting selling product, the revenue generated from sales will be enough to pay for delivery fee and employee salaries. So that was our overview of the financial information for Sabe Box. So next, I will pass on to Avery.
Now I will finish on what we've learned in this course this past year. The first being how to work in a large group on a huge project like this online. Online courses this past year have been a huge transition for all of us, but especially in this course. Working on a huge project like this online in a group of 12 people has definitely had its challenges. It's taught us the need to over-communicate and to keep going even when it gets hard. The second thing we learned in this course was how much work and detail goes into planning a business. I don't think any of us knew what we were getting ourselves into when this course started last August. This business plan has been 7 months in the making, and I don't think any of us knew the detail and the complexities that it takes to start a business. And if anyone decides to start a business after grad, they know now that it must solve a big enough problem, and you have to always have more money in the bank than planned because the list of unexpected finances is absolutely endless. We've learned so much this year and it's been super rewarding, but I think I can speak for all of us when I say that when we are done with this presentation at the end of today, we're going to be super relieved. Now I will open up to any suggestions, feedback, or questions that you may have, and we would love to answer them for you. And thank you so much for your questions. Thank you so much for listening about our business plan presentation today. We want to say a special thank you to our judges who joined today and to Scott, our instructor, who has helped us so much this semester.